Who is working on the task? End of the day.
Resource.
Resource, exactly. If the resource need to work on the respective task, Q is the mediator now. Q will help to assign the respective warehouse order to the resource. You can see the warehouse order, you can see with respect to warehouse order, we have warehouse task. And end of the day, we can see the respective warehouse task is performed or respective warehouse order is getting taken care by the respective resource. But the queue is the main thing which will help to assign to the resource. Queue is the main thing which will help to assign to the resource. Suppose unloading, there is one person working here, okay? Unloading, one person is working here. And replenishment, there is one person working here. Unloading one person and replenishment one person. Once the stock comes into picture here, the first task should go to whom, guys? Once the truck comes to here, there is one person who is doing unloading, there is one person who is doing replenishment. Now, the first task should come to whom? The unloading person only, right? Not to the replenishment person. When the stock comes and stores here, then the replenishment person should get task. So, this resource should get only replenishment task assigned to him. And this resource should assign only unloading tasks to him. You got the point? So unloading activity or unloading queue, I can call like unloading queues. Queues for unloading, queue for replenishment, queue for put away. Got it? So each area I will divide generally. Okay, each area, specific area in the warehouse, I will divide into the queues. The moment of unloading, the moment of put away, the moment of replenishment, the moment of outbound, the moment of production. I am the person working in replenishment, and I am the same person working in put away, and I am the same person working in production. Simple example, guys. Different example. I am only one person. It's small warehouse. It's a small warehouse. I am the only one person working on the replenishment. I am the only one person working on the put away. I am the only one person moving the stock to production because I have less requirement, less stock requirement whole the day. So I have enough time to fulfill the activities of put away, fulfill the activities of replenishment, fulfill the activities of production. Now, how many queues I should determine, guys, in this case?
One queue,
Only one queue?
or maybe three queue, but in sequence, like first put
Hmm.
away.
No need of sequence, okay? I will have three queues. See, I will not do in sequence, right? First of all. Whenever the requirement comes, then only I will perform the activity. Whenever the truck comes, I will do the put away. Whenever the stock got over here, then I will do this activity. Whenever the stock is required in the production, then I will do this activity. But suppose I am working here, okay. Now I am working in the replenishment area. I got a task now. In my resource, I got one task stating that there is one put away activity is there. Please go and do the put away. There is a put away activity is there. Please go and do the put away. So I will come here and I will do the put away. And next, after 10 minutes, I got one more task stating that okay, move the stock to production. Move the stock to production. So you should know, right, first of all, he is only one resource. He's get where exactly is getting the work. Is it replenishment work or production work or put away work? Which work he is getting, you should know, right? Which queue? Queue for replenishment, queue for production movement, queue for unloading, queue for put away. Got the point? If someone asks me, I will tell that okay, I got unloading activity, so I need to perform the unloading. I got put away activity, I need to do the put away, and later I will do the replenishment. Clear?
Yes, Ram.
Yeah.
Ram,
Yes.
if someone will ask what is a queue, what to tell?
If someone asks you what is queue, uh, a queue is like group of executable packages. Normally, warehouse order. What is warehouse order?
Executable package with various tasks.
Yes. Normally, a warehouse order is nothing but a executable package. Who will execute the package? Who will execute the package?
Various tasks.
No, no, no.
Resource,
Who will execute the package?
Resource in
resource
the
will,
warehouse.
Resource. Resource will execute the package. How will execute the how first of all resource will be assigned to the package? Through queue. So you can tell like a queue will help to assign the respective warehouse order to the resource to perform the group of packages. Group of package that is called warehouse order. A
how the
queue,
queues needs to be prioritized, Ram?
yes, but not all the queues
Mhm.
because we are discussing three different activities now. Why we need priority? We are discussing
I
three
mean,
different activities, not same activity.
yeah, even if it is a different, right? Like for
Mhm,
example, one is unloading queue,
mhm,
one is production queue, and one is like
mhm,
some kind of work center queue.
mhm.
Among these, only one resource, if we have assigned all the three queues, which
Mhm.
one he needs to prioritize among these three?
That will generally we have one concept called interleaving. Okay.
Mhm.
Suppose that is different case only. First of all,
Yeah.
uh, but that is different case. Okay, I cannot tell that case. I cannot tell an example because in this case you don't know you'll get this task at a time or else you get task within 5 minutes gap.
Mhm.
In case whenever you get task of replenishment,
Mhm.
no, let me see, let me repeat this one. Whenever I get task of I'm staying here, okay, just think I am the resource working here, okay, currently working here in this area, okay. Now I got one task to do the put away, task to perform the put away. Now I can give one task to the resource instead of coming uh, with empty hands to here. Okay, he's taking some 5 minutes to come here. Okay, instead of coming with empty hands here, he can come with some normally empty pallets. Okay, just think that we have a storage type for empty pallets here. Storage type for empty pallets where we are storing the empty pallets. Okay, now you need to take the empty pallets and you need to come to the respective area where once you do the unloading. And if you receive any products with without any kind of packaging or without any kind of things, you can perform packaging here itself. So for that you need empty pallet, right? So you'll bring the empty pallet. System will tell, okay, bring the empty pallet to this area. In case whatever the stock you're receiving without handling units or without this thing. So in this case, we need to prioritize the task. The first task is like whenever user get unloading task, you need to perform the first of all empty task. First task is to bring the empty task and later unload the task, unload the product. So in that case, we need to give the priority. Whenever you get this task, you need to perform this task. So prioritize. First priority is this one, second priority is this one. But in this case, what will happen if you get unloading activity for one resource? It will be in his queue generally. It will be in his queue. Okay, in my queue, I have put away activity as per the time when the various task was created. Okay, automatically he will get prioritized based on that when you don't have interleaving. So now in this case, we are not discussing on the topic at all. So as per the time various task got created, he will get this task into the his queue and he will perform the put away. And later if you see in his queue only there is one more various task will be there to replenishment.
Oh,
Suppose he can see, okay, generally he can see what and all various tasks and what and all queues are activated in his resource. Now he can see that, okay, I have put away, sorry, I have production, I have replenishment. So user can input the various order directly. So now the next queue is production movement, okay. He need to move to production, okay. But he's staying here now. He's currently here, working here, okay. So he can perform this task actually. So directly he can input the various task which is waiting for the replenishment. So he can input the various order directly and he can move the part from here to here and he can confirm the various task. Later he can perform the production task. So there is no dependency on each queue first of all. If the user don't input the various order manually, system will take on a priority basis with respect to the time creation. System will ask to perform the first this task, later this task, and later this task. But if the user knows, if he is an experienced person, first he will do this task, and later system will propose to perform this task. But what he will do? He will input this various order manually in the RF gun, and he will perform this task, and he will complete this task, and later he will perform this task. So there is
yeah.
no dependency. I mean, as a mandatory, you need to perform only this one. So this mandatory, when it will come, when there is interleaving concept is there, that mandatory concept will come. But we don't follow interleaving at all. Okay, for these kind of
Now,
things.
what I understood is warehouse people will take a call based on their activity. If we
Yes,
have a number of queues, yeah, understood.
yes, yes, yes. So now, how this queue will be determined? We know that queue will be assigned to resource. Queue will be assigned to resource. How this queue will be determined, first of all, in the warehouse order creation time. This queue will be determined at the time of warehouse order creation, guys, generally. At the time of warehouse order creation, this queue will be determined. When the warehouse order will be created, guys, first of all, when the warehouse order will be created,
When task will be created.
when you have inbound and you want to perform some actions for the inbound, then you are creating this warehouse task directly. But thing is like in the background, system will create the warehouse order and in the warehouse order, system will create the warehouse task. Okay. Now, how the queue will be determined in the warehouse order? First, course activity area. Activity areas, if you know guys, activity areas. source activity area. The first point it will trigger based on the source activity area. The second point it will trigger based on the destination activity area. And third, it will be based on the bin access types. And fourth, based on the WPT, very important. And fifth, activity. On these 5, system will determine the queue, guys. Generally, system will determine the queue based on these 5 activity. Based on these 5, system will determine the respective queue in the warehouse order. If I had an example, source activity area, destination activity area. What it means, guys, here? Source activity area, destination activity area.
Door to gesturing stage area.
Source activity area, door will have an activity area. Door. Example, this storage type is RK01. So this will have one activity area. This will have one activity area. Whenever door to RK01 storage type, whenever system is trying to create any kind of warehouse order from door activity area to the activity area of RK01, system will determine the queue. System will determine one queue. Queue for inbound, queue for put away, like that. Whenever system tries to create source activity area is RK01, destination activity area is REPL, replenishment. Destination activity area is REPL, replenishment. Then system will determine the replenishment queue. System will determine the replenishment queue. Suppose we are not going based on the activity area. Going based on the activity area. Then bin access type. Bin access type. Now just think that we have resources like manual, forklift is there. Manual and forklift is there. Sometimes you are doing replenishment, or sometimes you are doing some kind of unloading activity, okay, or put away activity. Just think that in the respect to example replenishment only. Take the replenishment case only. In the replenishment case, we have two storage types. One storage type handled by manual person, one storage type handled by the forklift. Now in this case, whenever you create replenishment from this storage type, it should trigger to forklift. Resource is what here? In this case, what is resource means? If I trigger replenishment task from this storage type to this storage type and this storage type, from this storage type to replenishment area, only forklift should be allowed in this storage type. In this storage type, only manual person should be allowed here. Okay. So now how many resources will be there now? We have how many resources now?
Two resources.
Two resources. One resource is a person and one resource is a forklift.
Yes.
Okay. So the forklift person should be get assigned to the replenishment task only to the storage type. Okay. Whenever system creates task from this storage type, only manual person it should be assigned. So that is called bin access type. And we have WPT. What is WPT, guys?
Warehouse process type,
Warehouse
Based on the
process type.
movement.
where it
Based on the
triggers
movement.
based
Are
on
you
the
doing
combination
inbound
of
movement?
document
Are you
type,
doing
item
put away
type,
movement? Yes.
and the process control indicator.
Yes. So that will be determined in the inbound That will be determined in the only inbound or what and all, where exactly it will be determined, guys? WPT? Only in the inbound?
No, whenever it will be transferred, even
Outbound,
when you
internal
transfer
movements,
outbound.
Okay,
replenishments.
whenever you create a warehouse task, whenever you create a warehouse task, it can be internal movement, it can be anything. Anything warehouse task is created means WPT will be triggered. WPT is nothing but a movement. Whenever you do any movements, can be out of warehouse, inbound of warehouse, internal movement of warehouse. WPT is mandatory. Without WPT, warehouse task will not create at all, and it will not be saved at all without WPT. It will throw error because system don't know what movement it is doing. So it will throw error. Without WPT, nothing is there. So the movement is from this replenishment. System will create the respective WPT in the respective warehouse order. So on based on that also we can assign the queue. Activity, you know what activity you are performing. Are you doing put away activity? Are you doing unloading activity? Are you doing any outbound activity? Are you doing replenishment activity? So generally activity will be assigned to the activity area. Generally activity will be assigned to the activity areas. Okay. So based on these five, queue will be determined, guys, in the warehouse order. Okay. Oh, let's open EWM system. Now I'll go to the configuration to define some queues. Go to SAP, go to EWM, warehouse management, go to cross process settings, go to resource management. You can see here, guys, define queue types. Define queue types. So let me create 3 queue types or else 4 queue types. Based on my warehouse layout, I am creating queue types. I have some inbound queue types. I have some kind of replenishment queue types. I have some kind of production queue types. I'm creating only one queue type. Okay. In that one queue type, you can have multiple queues. Queue types, inbound queue types, outbound queue types, and replenishment queue types, kind of things. RKWA. I will take something like queue type 01 for inbound queue types. Inbound queue types. RKWA QT02 will take the outbound queue types. RKWA QT03. You can take something like internal queue types. Internal warehouse tasks. Okay, when I perform the internal ADHU, moving the stock from one bin to other bin. So that comes under the internal queue types. I can have one more if you want. It will be replenishment queue types also I can take. But we will not discuss that one. QT04 replenishment queue types. So I define queue types. Okay, in my warehouse I am defining some queue types. What and all will be mainly focused on. So in queue types, queues will be there. Okay, so we need to create the queues in queue types. Define queues now. In define queues, exactly we'll define, okay, how many queues will be there in this one. Okay, I have unloading queue In inbound, I have put away queue in the inbound. So in the inbound queue type, I have two. In the inbound queue type, I have two guys now. One is for unloading and one is for the put away. One is for unloading and one is for the put away. I'll go to RKWA. I already have some 3. So what I will do, I will delete. So new entries, RKWA warehouse. My first key is like unloading queue. My first key is like unloading queue. I will type like unloading. Queue type is what, guys? Queue type is inbound. Inbound queue type. Let me delete few of them. I think there are many are there. Okay, what now I created now, it was there. I'll define some queues now. I'll go to define queues, new entries. In RKWA warehouse, the first queue is like unloading queue. I'll create some unloading queue. Queue type is like I'll take queue type for the inbound. Okay, queue type for the inbound. And currently we are not using any RF, guys, so we can use non-RF. Okay, means we are not using the RF device, okay, to perform these tasks. So we are using manually. And RKWA, tomorrow we'll discuss, guys. Okay, RF part tomorrow we'll cover it. Inbound, goods receipt queue, unloading as well as inbound, guys, comes under inbound queue only. Inbound queue only. I can take here put away also. I can take here put away queue also. Okay, but I'm differentiating like this only. This unloading queue, specifically they should unload the goods from the respective truck to the respective staging area. Inbound means generally from staging area to wherever the movement goes, they need to perform the respective inbound queues. So it will be assigned to only one queue type, QT01 only, inbound. In RKWA, I have outbound also. I have outbound, so this will be goods issue queue. So this will be assigned to queue type of outbound, guys. Queue type for the outbound. In RKWA, I have internal movements also. Internal movements also. Who will perform the goods movement internally, one location to other location. So this will be assigned to queue type of internal movements, internal queue. And in RKWA, I have one more queue for replenishment. REPLNIS, replenishment. So this is for the replenishment queues. This is assigned to queue of replenishment, queue type of replenishment. Okay, I defined 5 queues here: unloading queue, put away queue, replenishment queue, and internal movements. Okay, one internal movement, bin to bin, storage type to storage type, other storage type, one bin to other bin. So that is called internal storage, internal movements. So I defined some 5 queues. Enter, guys. Now next part you can see, define queue determination criteria. Define queue determination criteria. how the queue should be determined in this case? How the queue should be determined